How do you get the most out of your college degree so that you absolutely explode in your professional and personal development the moment you graduate your bachelor with your bachelor degree? I'm George, founder of the Catapult Your Career Academy, and in this video series I share with you practical advice and actionable knowledge as to how you can get your career ahead faster and how you can ace job application processes. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Now, on to today's topic. If you are about to get into your college, your first bachelor degree, I have these 5 suggestions that you should probably implement if you want to get the most out of your time and money that you spend there. So, idea number 1, suggestion, I would say rule number 1. Every time you have the opportunity to choose a class that you take, always choose the class based on the professor who is leading that class. Never choose your class simply because the subject is interesting or because the professor is like very easy to take classes with. He writes easy, good grades. Nobody cares about grades. I mean, you care about grades now because, okay, that's what you think about. That's how you measure your success. But over the medium and the long run, nobody cares about grades. People care about your skills. And the most skills, the most knowledge you can learn from the best, most inspiring, and just like the best professors out there, right? So make your research and don't spend time with the bad ones. Make your research, identify who are the good ones. Ask other people in the university who have already taken classes. Google the names of the professor. Maybe you will find a video where she talks, delivers a lecture. Watch that video or lecture. Does he look like somebody inspiring, someone you would want to be around and spend, I don't know, depending, like 10, 15, 20, 30 hours of your life listening to his talks or even more? Are you gonna be inspired to do your homework and your subjects, your tasks that you have to do for him? If not, skip him. Also, go online. There's review websites where students, former students, write comments about those professors. So get as much information as possible about professors, because sometimes like 1 or 2 people, they can say, oh, that professor sucks. But the reason they say it is because they just were lazy and because I don't know, because they were lazy, they got the bad grade. But it's not the professor sucks. Professor could be super amazing. So check out the professor, get as many opinions as possible, and always select the best professor. Don't focus on the field, because as I said, if you focus just on the subject, better just go learn something. If you just care about the grades, ask some people around who have graduated, how important are their grades when it comes to life success, life fulfillment, happiness, or anything else that really matters to you, and you'll find out they're probably not that important. So that was idea number 1. Idea number 2 I have, just before I finish, is that if you really must take a class with a very boring professor that, oh my god, you kind of like can't really stand, you feel like, I want to kill him. If that's the case, it's okay, no worries. We've all had to go through this process, so it's fine. You're not the first, you're not gonna be the last. Just think about how you can optimize your time around him or her. If possible that you don't go to classes, don't go to classes, right? Just maybe there is online recordings, maybe just the textbook is enough. Maybe you can just find the best time efficient way in which you spend the least time with this professor, get the grade that satisfies you, and move on. Okay? Cool. Idea number 2 is that you party hard and work hard. Like, you can also only work hard if you're more of a work person and you don't have to party, but you don't limit yourself and you don't say, oh, I really want to enjoy myself. I really want to just go to parties during the year or during the summer, and so I'd better take those easy classes. Or in the summer, I'm not going to take an internship. I'm not going to work. I prefer just enjoying myself. You can do this, but again, if first of all, The reason why I highly advise that you party hard and play hard and you get involved in as many things as possible is that when you get to combine work and when you get to combine serious, meaningful classes with the best professors who will demand from you, but by demanding they demanding from you, you learn skills which will place you ahead of everybody else once you graduate. When you have to combine this with the fun activities, whatever that is for you, can be partying, can be doing sports, can be whatever your hobby is that you like to do in your free time. At that point in your life, you learn how to manage your time effectively, how to learn faster, how to become more organized and better efficient, which is going to be beneficial for you in whatever you do in your life, regardless of your profession. Even if you don't have any profession, when you have kids, at some point you have to be organized. So time management and time efficiency is something you can learn by getting to manage more stuff. Now, a second benefit you will get if you combine work and education and partying is that you will also quicker, the more you do, you quicker understand what you like, what you dislike. So if you take that internship, you will still find time to go to parties. You still find time to go to the seaside, to spend your time with your hobby. But you also find out that you hate that accounting job, for example. I'm just saying, like, nothing against accountants. Or maybe you find you love that accounting job and you focus on growing your accounting skills. So you learn what you like, what you dislike. The more stuff you do, the more stuff you try. The other thing which you will get the most out of, especially if you combine education and partying with work, is that you will, once you start working, once you get access to the real world, you will be you'll be able to much better evaluate what subject is meaningful, what professor is meaningful, what subject gives you skills and knowledge which you actually need in the real world, and what subject is just, mega boring and it's there just because some professor has prepared his slides and the slides have worked and they have been there for 10 years already, and he's still employed, he still gets salary, so he's still doing it, he gets paid for it, so it's just there. These guys, you will learn them, you identify them, and you will avoid them, or if you really have to do them, as I said already, you will learn how to spend the less time on them, so you manage them somehow. Cool. The only disadvantage, ladies and gentlemen, oh no, there's no ladies and gentlemen watching this video, the only disadvantage, boys and girls watching this video, is that if you combine all of these works, you will have less time to spend watching boringpanda.com or fluffy cats and cute dogs on social media, and you will have less time to watch TV series or to follow your favorite superstar online, which, as you probably can imagine as well, I don't really see as a disadvantage. I actually see this as a super positive thing, because this doesn't really add much to your happiness life. You're just watching other people or other things or other subjects, and you're not really moving ahead. The way you move ahead is by spending time with people or dogs or cats in real life. If that is something you enjoy, do it in real life, not so much online. Cool. Third idea I have for you is that you join student clubs on campus which are interesting to you. There's clubs depending on what your university are. They're usually clubs about different subjects. I don't know, there's a business club, marketing club, chess club, sports club, some other club. What clubs have I seen? There was a beekeeping club in one of the school I was. There's all kinds of clubs. Or if there's no club that is of interest to you, you can start one and you will probably find other people who are interested. Now, the reason why getting into a club is kind of cool is because clubs in schools, essentially they imitate a real world company a real world organization, like they kind of imitate a real world environment. So there you have to, usually you do some projects, you do a competition, you organize an event, or you do just something which is very similar to what you do in real life. So by you being in clubs and doing stuff, you get to get that practical experience, which you can then position in a very positive way when you're applying for internships, when you're applying for jobs, and you can build up strengths and develop skills that place you ahead of others. And especially if you get to grow to a leader positions in the club, or if you start a club, you're the leader yourself from day one. So you're challenged instantly as to, okay, how do we organize stuff? How do I manage people? You get to learn a lot there as well. And also, if you have clubs and organize stuff around it, you get to meet others who are successful, experienced, probably, depending on what you decide to do with the club, in the specific interest, in the specific field that the club is active. So, for example, if you're doing a chess club, you can invite the best chess player in your country, like for example. Or if you are in the business club, you invite successful business people. So you build relations with them, and when you have to get an internship or a job, you call them, right? Just a few ideas. But clubs are amazing, and you should certainly join at least one club and aim to grow within that club. Idea number 4, which I have for you here in this video, is that you do sports. Sports is an amazing thing. It's something you should be doing all your life. And sports can be anything. Can be walking, can be hiking, can be running, can be swimming, can be weightlifting, can be gymnastics, can be whatever. But sports is important because it will give you more energy to do all of these other things. It will make you it will provide you more stamina and more power to grow and to execute. Secondly, it will, as with anything else, it will make you more disciplined. It will, and it could develop your character, specifically if you decide to get very, very involved in sports, which is not a bad thing. For example, I for instance, when I was studying in US, I was a part of the varsity rowing team, which I believe was an amazing experience for me because it really taught me a lot. It built up my character. It taught me a lot in terms of communicating with people, in terms of just being disciplined and not complaining, to be honest. That was the first time where I really couldn't complain, because complaining was just not something acceptable on the crew team. And that is really part of any sports. The moment you get serious about it and you're part of the team and you're accountable in front of a coach or in front of your teammates. So I highly recommend getting on a sport, just so have more energy, you're sexier, because that's kind of inevitable the moment you do sports. So you can have more fun during the party times. And then so you can build up your character if you decide to do it more serious and on a more consistent basis. Cool. Idea number 5 is that you focus while in university, while in your college, on building 3 key skills, which I have for you. Skill number 1 is that you write effectively. Skill number 2 is that you talk effectively. And skill number 3 is that you learn fast. And why I say these 3 skills, because these 3 skills are basically something that you can learn and you can develop in any subject that you take. Literally, whatever you decide, unless it's sports. But no, in sports as well, you can communicate, you can develop your speaking skills. Any subject that you decide to take in school can be useful for you. In that you can A, learn how to write effectively, B, learn how to speak effectively, and both of these are very important because you can share your thoughts, your ideas, you can communicate with others, you can understand how to influence others, you can understand how others can understand your thoughts. Because if others cannot really understand your thoughts in writing or in speaking, your thoughts don't really exist. It's just you see them, but to the world, they have no clue. When you then go to apply for a job, when you then go to start a business and find clients, if you cannot explain in writing and in speaking very well. And the better you can, there's no real limit as to how good you become at this. You can only become better and better and better. So even if you're good now, use university so you improve those skills exponentially. And then once you graduate, you're like machine. You're everybody wants you to work for them, but then you say fuck you and I say I'm still gonna start my business, for example. So focus on speaking, writing, and learning fast, because as you know, the world changes so fucking fast. I mean, really, just 5 years ago, it's 4 years since I graduated, it's already like significant changes have happened, significant changes on the job market, on the things that employers are looking for, the way we consume content, the way we do stuff. So learning fast is the number one skill which you will need because you'll be learning over and over again. The university is your playing ground where you learn how to learn. And then in real life, you actually start to learn things which matter. So that was idea number 5. And this is how, ladies and gentlemen, you can get the most out of your college. What was it? Let's recap. Idea number 1 was that you take classes with the best professors. Always prioritize the best professors. Even they give you bad grades, doesn't matter. You've earned knowledge, you've developed your character, go with them. Idea number 2, work hard, party hard, play hard. Combine your hobbies, your free time, your fun times with work. You learn to be better. Idea number 3, join clubs, get into like imitating real life environments. Idea number 4, do sports so you're sexier, so you have more energy and you develop that character. Idea number 5 is that you focus in any subject that you take, that you focus on developing your writing, your speaking, and your ability to learn fast. Hope that was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to get more actionable ideas, advices, and suggestions as to how you can get your professional and personal development faster ahead. And make sure, if you know somebody who's about to start their college or is still going through their college, share that video with him or her, so together you and me can help him get the most out of his money and time he or she is spending there. I will see you very soon, and until there, aim high, execute boldly, review your results, and repeat this process again and again. Talk to you soon.